Hi, I'm Ryan, the CTO at PocketRN, and I'll be showing a product demo of the PocketRN application. In this demo, I'll demonstrate how a patient matches with a nurse via PocketRN when the patient wants immediate assistance from a nurse. Everything you see in this demo is live today for all users simply by visiting PocketRN.com. For the purposes of showcasing both the patient and nurse experience, I will be mimicking a patient joining PocketRN from his phone by using a small browser window on the left, and a nurse joining from her laptop by using a larger window on the right. The nurse dashboard gives several immediate tools for a nurse to control her experience on PocketRN. She can add shifts for when she wants the platform to automatically place her in the queue. During a shift, she will be notified on her phone when a match is made with a patient without ever having to log into the app. She can also manage which clinics she is accepting matches from. Nursing staff from partnering clinics may only have that single clinic. However, PocketRN nurses serve many clinics at once, depending on their specialty and license. This way, we can maximize the allocation of our nurses to serve the greatest number of patients. The nurse can also select which call topics she is comfortable addressing, which can be altered per clinic. Finally, the nurse can choose to enter the matchmaking queue whenever she wants to take meetings on an ad hoc basis, which we'll have her do now. The nurse is free to close out the browser, and we will notify her of a match when one is made. Let's jump over to our patient. I've already invited this patient to the demo clinic, and he is ready to meet with a nurse. So let's have him join the queue. He first selects the topic that most closely matches his concerns. These topics are customized for each clinic. Next, he can leave a note for the nurse regarding his care needs, if he desires. Just like the nurse, the patient is also able to close out of the browser and will be notified when a match is found. Our matchmaking algorithm considers many variables when determining an appropriate match. In this case, our nurse is the best match. Our nurse can now choose to accept or decline this match. If the nurse is unavailable, she may decline the match so that another nurse can take this patient. Once she accepts the match, the patient will see the details of the matched nurse and will be informed that the nurse is reviewing his medical history prior to starting the meeting. The nurse will have 10 minutes to review the health record and medical history of this patient. This information is either available on the clinic-specific EHR or on the PocketRN EHR and medical data store. Typically, the nurses review this information in another window or device, which we won't be showing in this demo. When ready, the nurse starts the meeting. This will send a HIPAA-compliant Zoom link to the patient and nurse, which can also be shared with caregivers or loved ones wishing to join the meeting. Speaking of caregivers, they have their own dedicated portal on the PocketRN platform, which we won't be demonstrating today, but the platform puts their patients' care directly into their hands where they can manage multiple patients and other caregivers. Both the patient and the nurse join the Zoom meeting, where the nurse works through the patient's questions. Meetings can be as quick as a 5-minute question or last up to an hour when needed. Nurses also have access to a resource dashboard, which we build out specific to each clinic that they can reference for useful tips for virtual meetings, helpful links to send to patients, or information on how to escalate care as needed. When finished, the nurse and patient can end the meeting. When the nurse ends the meeting, she will note how much time she should be compensated for, which is typically the duration of the meeting. At this stage, the nurse also documents the encounter in the EHR, which she would be doing off-screen. Finally, both the patient and the nurse are presented with a quick optional survey regarding the experience. There are several other features of PocketRN that were not showcased today, including the ability for patients and caregivers to use PocketRN purely through text or phone calls for our less tech-savvy users, the ability for a patient and a nurse to coordinate via in-app HIPAA-compliant messaging, scheduling an appointment, the clinical admin dashboard for managing the patients and nurses' stats and metrics for a clinic, our dedicated nurse community, and many more services offered by PocketRN. Let us know if you'd like your own trial of PocketRN or a personalized walkthrough of the app.